Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Maxandjuancast. In the dungeon, Max. You're looking at like 3 different cameras. Pick one.
I don't.
Yeah, I pick one.
I don't know. This is new. I'm scared.
It's draft season, bro.
Draft
it ain't
season.
Nothing new. It's still the same old.
Was this like our first big thing we did on our channel?
No.
We had a good draft to start with, at least. That was a good draft that year.
Yeah. Look, year number 3. All right. 3 years of this shit, evaluating players, putting it on the channel, putting down our receipts. I'm excited, bro.
I am too.
We got the lights back from the NFL previews. We got 3 cameras going. We got lights going. We're amateur as fuck at this, but we're trying, bro. All right.
Sometimes amateur is good.
Sometimes amateur is good. So
amateur home movies, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You know what? It's not top-notch quality of camera and lights, but it's ours. So it's good enough for us, bro. All right? And then we hope it's good enough for you. But remember to subscribe to the channel, bro. Like this video. Today we're going to be doing quarterbacks, okay?
Ooh.
So we're going to continue our top 5 prospect series. Who knows which one came out first, but to start off today, we're going to do quarterbacks, all right? Which is a interesting class, you know. A lot better than last year.
That's a relief. I don't remember much about our video, but I just remember hating, like, dude, what are we going to talk about? These guys are big projects. We have, in my opinion, 3 guys worthy of a top 10 pick.
Yeah, most definitely. And a lot of diversity in this class, you know. You got some small guys.
Big guys,
not to say any names. Freaks.
Yeah.
And you got some
old men in this class too.
Yeah, you know, got a little bit of everything. I'm excited. Okay, let's just hit it off the bat, bro. I think we should always start off with our top 5 list, and then we just break it down because that's what everyone's here for. Okay. You want to go first?
You want me to start from 5 or go from 1 to 5?
I think you go 1 to 5.
Okay. My number 1 quarterback in the 2023 NFL draft, C.J. Stroud. Number 2, Anthony Richardson. 3, Bryce Young. 4, Will Levis, whatever his name is, Levi's. 5, Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker, ACL boy, huh?
Yeah, HH.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so already off bat, disagreements.
Yeah, no shit. Anthony Richardson, 1 for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Anthony Richardson. Number 1, Bryce Young.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Number 2, C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
Number 3, Anthony Richardson. 4, Will Levis.
Okay.
And 5, Jake Haener. Shout out to Fresno State.
I feel like that's some bias right there.
It's not. I've had my eye on Jake Haener for a while.
Before we break it down, can we have a small little conversation about just the number 1 guy from last year, Kenny Pickett? Where will he fit in this? I think he's a solid 4 for me.
He's 5.
Really?
Yeah, he's 5.
Wow.
I would take Levis over him. Yeah. Would you take Levis over him?
No, I put Levis down to 5 and just put Kenny at 4.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really feel great about anyone after 3.
You know what? I can say that with Jake Haener because he definitely has better tools than Jake Haener. That's kind of like his thing. But Kenny Pickett, as far as tools for a quarterback, Bryce, CJ, Anthony, and Will Levis are on a different planet than Kenny Pickett. That's just my opinion. And I think that's the big thing here. Thankfully, we're not grasping at the stars here for a guy like Malik Willis last year. On like, man, he has a big arm. He's athletic. It's like, these guys are the real deal when it comes to tools. Can we agree about that?
Oh, absolutely. We can agree about that.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get the elephant in the room.
Out of the room?
Yeah, out of the room.
Okay.
Bryce Young. Okay. I'm going to start off mine. He was the last quarterback I watched because I kind of made the mistake. I started off with offensive lineman this year, and I started off with a really technically sound, like, really good guy. And then I watched everyone else, and I was like, dude, these guys suck. But I find out that's like the wrong way to go. But Bryce Young was last, and I kept it for that reason. Some of the pros I have: live arm, no BS in this dude. He can sling it straight up.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know everyone's gonna going to laugh at this and be like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't even know the human being. I'm telling you, there's an it factor with him. There's moxie. There's those intangibles that you look for in a quarterback. Are you denying that?
No, I mean, I just hate hearing that. He's got it.
He does.
He's got it.
He does. People may say when Anthony Richardson, like, he has it. I don't think so. I think Bryce Young has it. Okay. Because on the tape, it shows up. Every big third down.
I feel like you're comparing him to another 5'10" quarterback who doesn't have it. Who's just a shitty leader.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of getting into your brain right now.
No. That's the one con with him.
What did you hear about him before you evaluated him? Just curious.
Oh, he was smart. He knew how to prepare.
Did you hear people say, "Oh, this guy's Kyler Murray"?
No.
I heard people say like, "Oh, Kyler Murray reminds me of."
I didn't really.
I heard that and I was like, okay, because me, I don't watch college football. But I watched more this year just to watch the prospects because I'm learning. Yeah. This guy is not the athlete. This guy is nowhere near as good athlete as Kyler Murray. That's just my thing because I heard people saying it and I just don't agree and I want to just point it right now. He's a fine athlete. Yeah. But he's nothing spectacular. I can see a lot of plays where I'm like, oh, he looks like he's gonna run. Here comes a linebacker ready to hawk his ass. Yeah. Because Kyler Murray was the fastest guy on Oklahoma other than Hollywood Brown.
I would say this though. He's nothing special, like you said, with Kyler Murray, but he has an escape artist to him. And I would say, I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. It's Patrick Mahomes like. The way he escapes. It's sudden movements, it's quick in the feet. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna roll out, I'm gonna create time like Anthony Richardson. It's let me just go ahead and move over here.
Yeah, he moves, but the one thing I see a little differently, like I feel like in the NFL level, and this has been a little surprising, is Mahomes will turn the corner on a linebacker, right? Like he'll get away. This guy does not get away. Those guys becoming like rockets, and this dude's like, oh shit, I got to get rid of the ball right now. Yeah. That's just what I noticed from him. And I want to say this though, I think his play style is better suited for a 5'10", 200-pound quarterback than Kyler Murray's. What I mean by that is they like to use Kyler Murray on designed runs. Is that good for him? No, never good in the long run because the big con about this guy is his frame. And I know people are going to say, it doesn't matter, Drew Brees, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Doesn't matter. Kyler Murray is 5'10". This guy's 5'10". This guy's not 200 pounds. This guy's like 180, 190.
204, 5'10",
yeah.
204.
Oh, yeah, I ate a lot before I came to the combine. Yeah. Who gives a shit? There's a reason he didn't run. He didn't do anything. Because there was no question about that. No one cared about that. All anyone knows is this guy above 200 pounds. Yeah. He doesn't play that big. And that's the big worry thing. It's not about Bryce Young. I think right now Bryce Young's better than Anthony Richardson. But in 2 years, 3 years, am I going to be like, oh, Bryce Young's had like 4 shoulder injuries because he's a munchkin?
I get you. I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
One thing that a lot of people don't really pick up on, Alabama wasn't that good this year.
So can I give you something real quick?
Yeah.
Lost a lot of people. There's no Jameson Williams on this. Yes. So if you watch 2021, you're like, damn, Jameson Williams, there he goes. Right. Oh, John Mechie, real good guy. Right. Running back, good. Oh, right. Brian Robinson, okay.
Yes.
I didn't see. I was like, damn, who are these guys?
Jahmyr Gibbs. That's it. That's their number one.
Who's these guys? Who's this? Like, who are these guys? And I know that. And I read a lot of stuff. I went back. It was a really unproven year for Alabama. These freshmen are going to be good. They're going to probably be first round picks. But right now, you're not like a guy like there was no Jamar Chase on this team. No freshman that came in.
There's a reason why they didn't make it to the college football playoffs. It's not the Alabama that we have seen. They were still good. They're still a well-run
I put
program.
that as like he dealt with a lot of young crap.
And that's what I'm getting to. It's like we have seen this guy struggle a little bit with Alabama. And usually with Alabama quarterbacks or top 5 teams like this, you don't see that struggle early. They're like kind of like a guy like CJ Stroud, who we'll get into, Chris Olave,
Marvin Harrison Jr. hanging around.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Jackson Smith. All the weapons you can have. Uh-huh. With Bryce Young, he's gone through the struggle. So I give him credit on that.
I do too.
And I've been hearing some of the stuff on how he prepares and how intelligent he is, and it shows up on film. He doesn't get confused by zone coverage. He knows where to go. He's one of the first quarterbacks I've seen from Alabama to make checks at the line. If you watch an Alabama game the last 2 years, he's making checks at the line like an NFL pro. That's impressive.
It definitely is one, and I don't want to just be the guy because I just want to point this out. I have him at 3. It doesn't mean I don't like him. It just means I like 2 other guys more than him. So like my pros were like, I like his arm. It's good arm. It's not like It's not Anthony Richardson. It's not like a bazooka. It's really good, though.
Yeah.
He throws the ball with good anticipation. He throws the ball with touch. He throws the ball with, he can rocket it in there. I like all that about him. It's not just like, who was it a couple years ago? We're like, all this guy throws is fastballs. Trey Lance. This guy, all he throws is fastballs. He never throws like, hey, let me just get this over the linebacker right in between the safety. It's really good when it comes to that. He's definitely quicker than he is fast. Yeah. And I don't want to make this very clear. There's no run game with this guy. This guy's not, you're not going to be like, hey, let's do a quarterback power with Bryce Young. No. Let's not do that ever.
He's going to slice and dice the defense with his arm.
Correct. I think he plays like a pocket passer, which like I said, that's kind of a pro to me. It's like, hey, you're going to play in the pocket. You're still going to get hit. And that's one of the things I kind of didn't like. It's like, he gets popped a lot. And like, not like, oh, he got hit. Oh, he went down. I'm like, damn, he kind of got teed off on.
Yeah.
And there's a game against Tennessee. There's games against LSU. And I'm like, dude, you already got hurt in college once.
Yeah.
If you get hurt in college, more than likely you're going to get hurt in the NFL.
When I started off with the Tennessee game. That was one of my first games I watched. And to me, it was like Alabama's kind of being overmatched right now. Like
they were down like 28-7.
Yeah, like Jalen Hyatt was tearing them a new one. Like that was part of it.
That game was just like, man, there's no defense left in college football.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And so the summary to sum up Bryce Young, I think he's a stud. If he was 6 foot, he would be a no-brainer, slam dunk, number 1 pick, in my opinion. It's just because of the size. And to me, the intangibles.
Is that not valid, though?
It's valid. It's most definitely because.
But the NFL's come a long way.
It is.
At 5'10", 10 years ago, we're not even talking about this guy in the first round.
And you know what, Max? I think that's the theme with a lot of guys on offense this year, especially with the running backs. You know, but receiver too, like everywhere in the NFL right now, we're kind of seeing the trailblazers right now, like the 5'9". You see guys that are 5'8" that are like, man, he could be a top 5 pick. The tape as well, but it's like, how can he live up to the NFL standards of being big and taking hits? That is a concern. You look at a guy like Brock Purdy. We're talking about him at the end of the year. It's like, this is why small quarterbacks are Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, people are going to talk about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's built. He's a big dude. He's not no 200 pounds. Like, this guy's small, slight of frame. Yeah. And one thing I say, like, from a play standpoint, when it gets a little messy around him, he gets antsy. And I'm like, oh. And, you know, I get it. You're a young kid. But the one thing I don't think he'll ever really have, and, you know, he'll do it from time to time, he's not like a Josh Allen that can play with the chaos around him, or Big Ben. Because those guys are humongous. Like, Joe Burrow. Yeah, Joe Burrow does a good job of it. And he's a smaller guy. But it's just like, oh, there's people flying all around me. And they're just like, I'm just standing here. We can take it. F it. That's something I don't think he'll ever have, but that doesn't mean he's not worth a top 10 pick. And like I said, my top 3 guys are worth a top 10 pick in my book. Yeah. So I have him as a top 10 pick. I think he's good. To me, player comp, mini Drew Brees.
I have Drew Brees.
Are you serious? That's funny.
Yeah.
I guess this 40 time, because he didn't run, about 4.8. That's about right for him, which is fine. It's good enough. To today's NFL, you don't want to pocket. You don't want to stick.
Yeah. I love Bryce Young, dude. To me, he's the number 1 overall pick. I think.
Can I talk about my number 1 quarterback after this?
Yeah, but if I'm the Carolina Panthers, I bet on Bryce Young. I bet on.
That's where I disagree with you.
I bet on the character, and I bet on the high IQ and knowing how to play quarterback over the size. If like he has everything else but the size, I'm just like, dude, just pick him.
And you know what? I don't. I bet on a guy who's 6'3", who can sling the ball all over the field.
And this is your number 1
guy. And
C.J.
Stroud, who's my number 1 quarterback. I would say it's a better arm than Bryce Young. It's a really good arm. Like on the scale of 1 to 10, it's like an 8.5 or 9. Bryce Young's like a 7 and an 8.
I think Bryce is like an 8. He's an 8.5.
I think you're a little underselling it. Again, this guy's not Anthony Richardson with the arm strength. Just raw on a
or Will Levis.
Correct. When he has the clean pocket, same thing with Bryce Young. When it's clean, and it's clean a lot because these guys are on stacked teams. Yeah. He's a nightmare. But this is something that leads into the bad thing. I'm watching him and I'm like, okay, you can move. You don't have to just stand there. You don't have to just check it down. You could kind of pat the ball. You can roll out. And he looks like a good athlete. He didn't run, which pissed me off because I was like, I really want to see what you're going to run. Because I'm guessing it's 4.6, 4.7. Because against Georgia one, this isn't the same quarterback I saw like the rest of the year. It was like a guy who was just like, okay, I'm going to look here. Georgia, he's like, oh, let me get out of the field. Marvin Harrison, run left. Run right on Keely Ringo. Let me throw a dime.
Yeah.
I love when he throws on the run, but he doesn't do a lot of it. He just sits back there like a statue. But is he a statue in your book?
No, he's definitely an athlete, and I had that in my concept.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Why can't you run more? Why can't you create more?
It was kind of, for me, it was like he makes a lot of good plays, and especially throws on tight windows sometimes. But it's like, let me see you go create a little bit. And against Georgia, against the most talented team in college football, like, wow, holy crap, you lose Marvin Harrison. You're rolling out. He has like a 40-yard scramble, which is like the longest run of his. Like, he never kept the ball on a read option until he played Georgia.
Right. Yeah. And he had the game of
he had the game of his life.
Yeah. Some of the things that I had for him, throws one of the prettiest balls in this draft. Mm-hmm. It's nice. Tight spiral. Really, really good at throwing the guys in stride. They really don't break their stride. Part of it is because he's throwing the fucking.
So this is what I said. Lots of wide receivers for sure. It wasn't like Bryce Young this year. Like last year, Bryce Young had great guys.
Yeah. So let's just.
But this is Olave, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, first round pick, top 5 pick, Jackson Smith and Jigma.
Who's gonna be a first round pick?
Abuka, who's really good too. I like him. Yeah. I like all these guys.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy crap, these guys could open. Now the thing is, it's like. Against Michigan, for instance, I think they lost this game.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not creating. You're just sitting back there.
Yeah.
You're sitting back there. He's got 2 of the best tackles in the NFL draft on his team, which is nice. So it's not always going to be like that in the NFL, especially if you go to Carolina. They got 1 decent tackle, maybe 2 if you consider Taylor Moton that good. But you're going to have to play like Georgia every game. But I think he's capable of that because sometimes, it's like we saw with Justin Herbert. It's like, why aren't you running more in college? You're a good athlete. You just sit back there and you pat the ball because I guess maybe in their head they think, I can beat everyone with my arm. But sometimes in today's NFL especially, you got to beat them with your feet a little bit. And it can loosen up a defense. Hey, does Patrick Mahomes just beat the Eagles with his arm?
No.
Beat him with his feet too.
With his feet, man.
And that's the stuff that breaks defenses' backs. There's nothing worse, and I know you've seen this because you're in the same division as the Chiefs, is 3rd and 18. And then Patrick Mahomes just like, all right, I'm just going to run for it. And
well, I see it firsthand because a guy like Derek Carr, they're like, I don't think he wants to run, but he can run. That's the thing. And you kind of see that in CJ Stroud. It's like, dude, use that athleticism. It could be deadly. We know we're not going to call you Vince Young. We're not going to be like, he doesn't want to pass. Maybe it's a film thing, trying to get his draft stock up. I hope that is. But to me, he's most definitely the number 2 quarterback. I do think it's a large enough gap to not take him number 1 and not have it as a discussion. I really like the kid, but to me, it's not to the point where it's like, RIP like Dwayne Haskins or even a guy like Justin Fields in the past with Ohio State guys.
He hasn't seemed to got any of that, and maybe that's Fields from last year kind of riding the ship a little. I don't know.
No, it's warranted because he makes reads. It's not the offense.
Well, no, I'm saying he hasn't got that Ohio State, like they haven't been like, he's Ohio State quarterback, can't trust him.
No, because it shows up on film.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked that he hasn't because Justin Fields, he didn't always make the reads, but he got a lot of unjust hate, I felt, like coming out of the draft.
Most definitely. But one thing with him, like we brought up, the talent, and to me, the time in the pocket that he had. There'll be times where he had all day, and I'm like, that's cool. How do you evaluate that?
Yeah. But sometimes too, when it's like a clean pocket, he just like, let me just check it down real quick, which I kind of like because that'll transfer to the NFL. But sometimes it's like, hey, when you got that much time, just pat the ball a little bit. Let's see what we can get. Like,
so with the long time, he stares down receivers at times. Obviously,
hey, I'd stare down Marvin Harrison Jr.
too.
I would stare him down.
Literally, I had that thought. I was like, I would stare him down too. But to sum it all up, the whole Ohio State offense scares me. And how much can you put in him with all the big numbers? Because part of it is his numbers are insane from a completion standpoint, touchdowns. Like I think he has one of the best touchdown to interception ratios.
I like the kind of windows he'll throw the ball into. He doesn't always put the ball in harm's way, which I like because you don't want to see that from a young quarterback because sometimes that's a bad habit. Jameis Winston, for instance. But what I did like is the ball placement's really good. He can throw into the tight windows. And like you said, against Georgia, against pressure, against some blitzes, he played out of his mind. And I don't think Bryce Young the year before he was in the same situation. And he look what happened to Bryce Young. He lost Jameson Williams. Guess who Ohio State lost? Marvin Harrison Jr. Bryce Young kind of didn't step up against Georgia, and I guess it was a little bit more talented of a team. I will say that.
Yeah.
But CJ Stroud didn't. CJ Stroud gave them a position to win, and the kicker was like, hold on, let me miss this by 25 yards. Blair Walsh this thing.
It's funny how, like, Justin Fields is like the same situation, like, had the game of his life in the playoffs.
100% against Clemson, right?
Yeah. My comp for him is kind of funny. Jason Campbell. With legs, obviously. Jason Campbell.
I thought like his best case, he's kind of like a Joe Burrow. Best case. And that's hard to be. I think because he doesn't have the pocket manipulation, but that's the best case. Other than that, I don't know who to say. I couldn't really think of a good comp for him.
I would Jason Campbell. I thought Jason Campbell was solid, dude. And you know what? He had
Raider bias again.
He had better legs than people thought.
He did. He just didn't
and
use
I think
them that much.
if he played in today's game, you would see more athleticism.
He has kind of a blend of move. Like he has the potential to move in the pocket more than he does, but he doesn't. That's what kind of.
So you have him at 1.
I have him at 1, and I don't think it's close to me.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I said, so
you're the Panthers. You're picking him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. I don't pick Anthony Richardson, who I think we should talk about next because he's my 2. Mm-hmm. He's year 3. But like I said, Anthony Richardson is not as good as Bryce Young today. But this is like the Josh Allen thing. I take him because I think I can fix this guy.
Did you not see our video?
Josh Allen? This is Josh Allen 2.0. It's the next one we're going to make. That's going to blow up.
Okay.
So, okay, what do you want to start with Anthony Richardson? Okay. Other than, looks like a Greek god.
Yeah, super athlete, huge arm.
Okay, so I don't know if...
Flat out. He's a flat out playmaker, Max.
6'3", 244. His percentiles are 96 percentile weight, 96 percentile hand size, 98 percentile 40, 99 percentile vert, 99% broad jump. This guy's a freak of nature.
Freak. Absolute freak. Look, I think it's doing him. I think it does Cam Newton a disjustice for comparing him to this guy because I do think Cam Newton was a lot better than Anthony Richardson. Maybe not as an athlete.
As a player, for sure.
Yeah, but like I think Cam Newton was way better than this guy. Like Cam Newton was the shit.
What do you remember about Cam Newton coming out? I don't remember.
Dude, he fucking drug Auburn to the fucking national championship.
I remember that. I'm just saying I don't remember people. I remember people were a little skeptical of him being drafted.
Yeah, because we never seen someone like that.
Yeah, and like the throwing, people were like, we don't know.
Right.
And then the first game against Green Bay is like 400 passing Arizona 400 passing yards and stuff. Yeah. Oh man, this guy's definitely the toughest eval out of everybody in my book.
You know what though, Max? Mm-hmm. Like your boy Hendon Hooker. That's his name, right?
Mm-hmm. Hendon Hooker.
I didn't want to butcher it. From Tennessee, weird offense, hard to evaluate. Florida ran a pro-style offense. Has some reads. It's not a bullshit offense. I would say it's more pro-style than Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Very impressive as far as...
Some under center a little bit?
Yeah. I think it's the willingness, Max. The willingness to be a passer. Because on film, you can see he kind of has the CJ Stroud syndrome when he's like, I can run, but let me try to just stare down, when he's down in games.
The only difference is who's Florida's number 1 receiver?
Right.
They don't have that guy anymore. Don't get me wrong, there's still good players at Florida. And then there's some throws he makes, and you're like, how did that ball get there when his arm's at 12 o'clock, his foot's at 6 o'clock?
Right.
You're like, what is this guy doing?
There's a lot to unpack here as a prospect, man. There's a lot of work, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you would, to me, there's no conversation that he's the number 1. I think it's that much.
If you take him at 1, that is just a risk, an unnecessary risk. If this was last year, I could be like, I get you if you take him number 1. I get it. Like this guy, there's guys with just as high ceiling with a lot less risk.
Yeah. So what's the gap for you for him and Bryce?
I think the gap for me is I just truly believe you can fix this guy's flaws. I don't think they're unfixable.
He's not Josh Allen, Max.
We'll be talking about that in a few minutes. But what I think is he's going to I'm really worried more about Bryce Young holding up. And again, this is a conversation in 3 years. What do you guys like in 3 years? What if Bryce Young he just can't play because he keeps getting hurt? That's what I'm thinking. And Anthony Richardson, he's not going to, other than tearing his ACL, I don't see how this guy's going to get hurt because this guy is so freaking muscular, so big. And I mean, obviously just traits galore. And I saw enough with the passing that makes me believe hey, you clean it up a little bit. Because when I see passes, and to demonstrate, let's say guys, Juan and me are standing across from each other, right? So I'm here, Juan's here at 12 o'clock. if I want to throw the ball to Juan, my foot should step to Juan. My foot should be at 12 o'clock. He's throwing the guys on the left side. So let's say it's 9 o'clock. So we're all the way over there. His foot's pointed straight, and he just throws the ball, and it gets there. And I'm like, how the hell? Because it's all arm. It's all arm. He doesn't understand. And a guy like Joe Burrow, who might not have the biggest arm, flawless mechanics. He's always kind of like got the hips going, twist, foot point at the right direction, excuse me. If this guy can just kind of learn that, I think it would just make him more efficient because there's bouts of inaccuracy, but the mechanics are not great. They looked good at the combine. I watched very good. And again, I understand it's the combine. It's a scripted thing. You know what you're going to do. There's no pressure. There's no D-line. You're not wearing pads. But it gave me a little bit of hope that, yeah, these can clean up. And if we've learned anything in the last 5 years about quarterbacks, you can go through a lot of changes. It's not like Tim Tebow's release, guys. It's not. It's a good release. I like the release.
Yeah. And you know what? To sum it all up in that aspect, I did put him at 3 because he's better than Will Levis. Because I think those two guys are both projects.
100%. Yeah.
I think so. A lot of people don't think that about Will Levis. But
the only thing with Will Levis is, and we can kind of tie these guys together, if let's just say they're both puzzles. Mm-hmm. I feel like I have a lot more of the pieces to complete Richardson than I do Levis. Levis is like, I don't know if I can find those pieces.
Yeah. Depends on what you think of him.
And one thing we had to talk about is, hey, we've seen a guy who just get drafted in the top 6, Justin Fields, who was very raw as a passer coming out. We can win some games. It's not to Anthony Richardson's level. He's much better than Richardson coming out. But we can just win some games with him running. We can develop an offense while the passing gets up to speed. And one's going to say, no, you can't. Justin Fields this year, with no weapons, no receivers, was winning games with his legs more than he was his arm.
I get that. I don't think Justin Fields that good of a comparison. Look, there's 2 guys to do it, and you know who I'm going to bring up. It's Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen as for passers.
I only mean that in the sense of like we can kind of run a running offense while the passing gets going. Yeah. He'd look good at 7,
and you get the number 1 pick with that.
Yeah, I would look. Yeah, I would if I'm a Raider fan at 7, I'm ready to take this guy.
No fucking.
I'm just weird.
Al Davis is.
Oh my god! And he'd be like, "This guy could be Jamarcus," but I get it right.
look, man. Definitely, I would agree with you. Definitely take a chance on this kid outside of the top 10. That's how I feel.
He's really raw.
He is, dude.
When he throws short passes, I'm like, you don't have to. It's not your 80-yard chuck. You can just softly throw it.
And the one thing that gives me hope is the fact of how he approached the challenge at Florida of running the pro-style offense.
Did you watch the Georgia game where they played?
Yes.
I'm like, this guy's trying he's like leaving it all on the field.
He really
It's
is.
not close because Georgia's just kicking his ass.
Isn't it so fun when you're watching a prospect, especially in the SEC, and you're like, let's put on some Georgia tape.
Yeah.
And like really like the first half is really all you got to watch because by the second half they're just getting destroyed.
Yeah.
And they're like, how much does this really matter?
Yeah.
But look, I get why you like Anthony Richardson.
I mean, you like him too, though.
I do.
Like him.
I do, but not enough to pick him in the top 10. So after the top 10.
Okay, so he's 10 on.
Yeah, 10 on.
Okay, so real quick, can you give me the ranges for your guys? So Bryce is a top 5 pick.
Number 1.
So, but he's a top 5 pick.
Top 3.
Okay. Stroud? Top 10 pick?
Top 10.
What's this guy? Top 20 pick?
Yeah.
But 10 to 20. Yeah. What's Levis?
I'll say in the 15-20 range. 15 to 32.
I'm thinking Levis 20 to the second round.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he fell to the second round.
What's your comp for Anthony Richardson?
Big boy Kyler.
Big boy Kyler.
No, it would be like Dante Culpepper or just this is just the frame. The game's not the same.
I got a little bit of something. I got if Carson Wentz gave
F you.
Carson Wentz. So I put black Carson Wentz with RG3 athleticism.
It's bullshit. That's not okay.
That's what he is.
Dak Prescott souped up.
No,
I don't know.
But he kind of plays like Carson Wentz at times.
Yeah, it's like
Does he not?
He's a superhero. He's like he's a hero ball. Yeah, 100%. I agree.
But he's an athlete like RG3.
I felt so vindicated because I always guessed everyone's 40 time before, so I wrote like 4.4 to like 4.44, and I was like, thank you. I feel really good right now.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it makes me feel good about Because some guys are like, whoa, how did you get that fast? So,
all right, let's talk about the other 6'4" quarterback, Will Levis. You have him at 5.
Four.
Excuse me.
We both have him at 4.
4. Okay, so we both locked him in at 4. Some of the pros for him, really big arm. I would say it's almost as good as Anthony Richardson. It's
just in terms of strength. Yeah, this is what I'm always saying. Yeah,
right.
These guys are big armed guys.
This guy can take a hit, man. He got fucking laid the fuck out on some plays, and he was dealing with injuries this year.
He played through them. I think he missed one game only, and he lost a lot of weapons last year. A guy named Wandale Robinson, who was a second round pick, he lost a couple other guys in recent drafts. So, and when he's playing in Memphis or Kentucky, Kentucky. Kentucky's not no football powerhouse.
SEC?
So is Missouri. How many guys are coming out from?
But yeah, I get what you mean from a talent standpoint.
He throws a lot on the run, which I like, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but. He doesn't when he looks to run, and we should have said this about Anthony Richardson. There were times where he looked to he scrambled, and I was like, he's still kind of looking to pass. Yeah. He's not just like Lamar where he tucks it.
I would say this, dude. One thing that Will Levis and Anthony Richardson have in common, they're inaccurate as fuck. Anthony Richardson completion rate 53.8%. It is fucking awful. They throw screens, and they still can't fucking hit them. Both of these guys.
Do you think Will Levis mechanics were as bad as Richardson's?
No.
That's what kind of worries me a little more. I'm like, your mechanics look good, but the balls aren't getting there.
Right.
Whether it was a lot more overthrows than underthrows.
Dude, I'm looking at screens and I'm like, fucking just hit him. Just hit him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't like his decision making, but I thought his decision making was better the previous year when he had a little more talent. And I think maybe, this guy has to play superhero. Kentucky's that outmatched almost every time.
Yeah, I wish Richardson and Levis can start a club, Project Kids, because that's what they are. Mm-hmm. They're both projects. The aftermath of Will Levis let's play devil's advocate here. You love Will Levis. He has the arm. He has a little bit of moxie because he can take hits. He looks like he's a tough guy.
He has a solid release.
Yeah, solid release. It looks like he can understand coverages to some point. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's just bad Kentucky offense.
Yeah. But you can see it because he'll have some really good moments, but then you're like, bro, what the fuck? What is that? And you don't know what to blame it on. You don't know whether it's you're not that good of a prospect or it's Kentucky's shit or he's hurt.
Yeah, I thought he had a bad pocket presence, but it's just a question of it's just the lack of trust in the O-line. Like a guy like Matt Ryan, where it's like, I just got to get rid of the ball because these guys can't block for me.
Yeah.
It's really hard to evaluate this guy. And I know people are going to be like, well, you like Richardson so much more than Levis. And, Levis can be good. I'm not saying he can't be, but I just don't think the success rate is as high as Richardson. People are going to be like, you're crazy. I just think in today's world, the passing, it has to be really good, but I think Richardson can find it easier than Levis can. And Levis is older. He's 23. It's kind of old. Yeah. That matters.
Yeah. All right. So Will Levis, he's at 4.
I think we both stand pretty similar on Levis. He's the 4th guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have Bryce Young at 3.
Yes, sir.
I think you're insane for
I know.
Anthony Richardson at 2. And then 1 C.J. Stroud. So your number 5
is Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. Hooker. We said Will Levis was kind of old. This guy, him and Stetson Bennett, adults coming into the NFL. He's 25 years old, torn ACL. That I would have loved to see him just play the whole year because this guy he's to me he's just really good. He got a good arm, not great. Good athlete, not great. Good decision maker, not great. But guess what kind of offense he runs, Juan? It's not just college-y. It's like Oregon and the Chip Kelly days. Bullshit. It's just the dumb offense. It's kind of like, how do you evaluate them when they're running these double stacks? And, hey, against Everyone's go, what about the Alabama game? Looked great. Jalen Hyatt just ran straight. I love Jalen Hyatt. I think he's really good. Yeah. But I'm just like, I don't know.
That's what it is for me.
He reminds me a little bit of Daniel Jones, like a poor man's version of Daniel Jones, a poor man's Deshaun Watson in this sense. When I saw their arms in college, I was like, Deshaun's arm, I don't really think it's got pop. Then he got to the NFL. He's like, hold on, watch this. I got pop. I don't think this guy has it, though. No. I think he's a really good career backup, maybe a fringe starter for a year or two. I just don't know about this guy.
Maybe a little PJ Walker.
Yeah, PJ Walker type guy. Like, he's really talented, but he's just missing something. And I think this guy just is. He comes from a shitty offense where I think it's going to be really hard to make like progressions, and he's going to be really hard because he doesn't really play in the pocket that great.
But you were telling me this. Apparently, he did really good in the interviews.
Oh yeah, he good on the board.
Good on the board.
Yeah,
take that for what
you want. I remember hearing, you hear that every draft season. This quarterback's great on the board.
Agent.
Yeah, great on the board.
Yeah.
Like, again, at 20 CL, 25 years old, you're like, how much is this guy going to develop? Because, again, when you're 25 playing against 19 and 20-year-olds, it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
So.
I get you.
There's lots to like. There's not much to love. That's the best way to put it.
I think it just matters on what context you put it.
This is the third rounder. This guy's a third rounder.
I would say a little bit less than that.
Yeah, third.
You got to throw in the injury.
Third or fourth round quarterback you just develop him. He's like Desmond. He's like the worst case of Desmond Ridder. I don't know.
I get you.
He's a quarterback for last year for sure.
Well, let me tell you my number 5. Jake Haener, all right, Fresno State, who had a pretty bad leg injury this year, but he came back from it luckily at the end of the year.
Small guy though, right?
Small guy.
Yeah.
6 foot, 207. Some of the pros from high football IQ. This guy knows how to play quarterback. Pre-snap reads, blitz pickups, stands tall in the pocket for a small guy. Rhythm. Oh my God! He's like a basketball player. Once he gets hot, he's hot. He's in a rhythm as a quarterback. Cons, obviously, the weak arm, small size, not that much of an athlete, and he can't dodge defenders in the pocket for shit.
Very bad pocket pressure. Not very bad, but
it's just he's small.
Like, here's the thing: he's not going to threaten you with his deep throwing,
right.
And that's going to be hard to open up an offense with. It's like, oh, we can just kind of jump the short and medium stuff, and
yeah.
And I think he can make some, like, he could throw it like 50 yards downfield, but it's just like, it's not on a rope. It's like, let me lob it. He's just the guy who lacks the elite tools. And then you think about quarterbacks in the NFL, how many of them really succeed without good tools? Because he's not even the most accurate guy. Like you said, when he gets hot, he's hot. But sometimes you're like, you're missing those.
And you know what, man? Watch the Senior Bowl. He tore it up.
Looked better in the Senior Bowl than he did in the film, in my opinion.
Yeah, he looked like the best quarterback out there.
Fresno State, give him some slack because it's Fresno
Mountain
State,
West. Yeah.
Mountain West. You're not playing anybody worth the shit.
Right. But look, I have faith in this guy because the Kyle Shanahans, the McDaniels,
Derek Carrs.
They're gonna want someone to perform their offense at a perfect rate and get in rhythm, throw these short passes.
Do you have a player call?
I have a weird one. Okay. He's Mac Jones in Drew Brees' body with Brock Purdy's tools. That's who he is. I mean, look, you can just put it in short and be like, he looks like Brock Purdy.
He's like a Matt Moore type guy. He's just like whatever.
Yeah, but I do think there's gonna be a time where Jake Haener is gonna start and he's gonna look really good and he's gonna throw for a lot of touchdowns.
So like he's like offense. Nick Mullins.
Yeah, no. He's better than Nick Mullins. I would say that. You put him in a Kyle Shanahan system, he's going to succeed.
You put me in a Kyle Shanahan
exactly,
offense,
but still, man.
Okay.
Some guys just can't run it. Derek Carr, but
I feel like one of this is like your Derek Carr.
Cam Newton can't run the McDaniels offense.
That's not fair.
I'm just saying, Mac Jones can.
That's not fair at all. So give me your list real quick. Recap your list.
Okay, so I got Bryce Young, number 1.
Okay.
CJ Stroud, number 2. Anthony Richardson, number 3. Will Levis, number 4. And number 5, Jake Haener.
Okay, I have Cam. Number 1, CJ Stroud. 2, Anthony Richardson. 3, Bryce Young. 4, Will Levis. 5, Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. Who was 6 for you?
Hendon Hooker or...
I got the UCLA kid, Dorian Thompson.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you for reminding
What's his middle name? Is it
DTR?
Yeah, Dorian Thompson Robinson. I liked him. I felt like he kind of got lost in the shuffle of the quarterback combine because he ran like a 4.52, which is really good, and he just makes solid plays. Really hard worker. I think he's going to be just a great backup quarterback.
Let's put it this way.
Or a fringe starter in the right system that could work.
Let's put it this way, Max.
Okay.
It seems like that your list has more to do with the future, obviously, because that's your Bryce Young point. Mine is right now, coming out. I think DTR is going to go higher than Jake Haener and Hendon Hooker.
I could see that. Correct. Yeah,
I think he's going to be the 5th quarterback draft.
He also comes from the Chip Kelly shit, which is...
It's a little bit better than you think now.
No, I know. It's not Oregon days when that was like a joke. But...
One thing with DTR I want to bring up. We've kind of learned this mistake already. We kind of seen it already. Seen a guy like this, Jalen Hurts.
I would love the Eagles to take him as a backup if we didn't just have Marcus Mariota and just be like, hey, we can develop you. You can work.
Yeah. And look, I know he's not Jalen Hurts in this aspect. He's not fucking that strong. He's not a crazy, like, big guy like him. But you know what? He is a natural runner like Jalen Hurts. Mm-hmm. And number two, the most important thing, he has literally gotten better every year.
I think his throwing better.
Go watch his freshman film. It's not the same fucking guy.
Is he better than Jalen Hurts throwing coming out, you thought? I think they're about even.
Almost the same.
Yeah, they started off really bad, and they got better the whole time. And
yeah,
I like the kid.
I really like him.
I want to have a little conversation just because we're like on this subject. We always do this. So let's take the national championship game. Max Duggan versus Stetson Bennett. I like Stetson Bennett. I compared him to like a Brock Purdy, but like a little bit more athletic. Yeah. Because, small. Again, he's like 26 years old. He's like a grown man. He got a weird arrest for being drunk, but I attest that to, hey, I just won 2 college championships. I think he's a good kid. Georgia, more off the field problems for them. But I like him. I think he just makes good plays. Again, he's not going to blow you away with tools, but he's just like a guy who's like, I go out there and I just get it done. He can throw. He's accurate at times. Overall, I think he's worth a late round pick. But the other guy, Duggan, overrated as F, my guy. There you go.
Oh, wrong. It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
I mean, it's all right. Like,
I mean, bro, Max Duggan is fucking trash, in my opinion. I'm gonna trash him twice because I'm gonna trash him in the wide receiver video too. But
dude, he's horrible.
Terrible.
Here's the stuff I like: solid athlete, tough kid. But when it comes to throwing, when he's open, it's like, I'm never gonna hit him in stride.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna hit Quinn Johnson. Excuse me. He just is small. He plays small. Doesn't have accuracy. He's just a backup quarterback, dude. Just a backup quarterback. He's like Sam Ehlinger, Texas boy. There you go.
Yeah. Look, man, I do not like Max Duggan. As far as Stetson Bennett goes, he does have a little something in there.
Yeah, look where he came from. He's a hard worker. He's going to get better every year.
Maybe he can have a Jimmy Garoppolo type of path. Not as talented, most definitely, as Jimmy Garoppolo, but maybe if he gets put in a really good situation like he was in Georgia, sky's the limit as far as wins go.
If you put Stetson Bennett on the Niners, you think they'd still be really good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. With the way they run their offense, he's a little bit more threat in the run game. The one he's really small, so he could get hurt, but he's not bad. He's solid. He'll be a career backup, maybe a starter for a team that's really good and builds a system around him.
Yeah. Oh man. So quarterbacks, there you go. You want to go to a couple of superlatives, and
I do.
We'll get them going.
I will ask you the questions this time.
Go ahead, bro.
Best arm strength.
Will Levis.
Anthony Richardson.
Okay. It's close. It's really close.
Most accurate.
Bryce Young.
CJ Stroud.
No fucking way.
Best athlete. Let me think.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson.
Will Levis, Anthony Richardson.
Biggest boomer bust.
Anthony Richardson.
100%.
So you don't think that way with Bryce Young?
Biggest boomer bust?
Yeah. Is he number 2 for you?
What do you mean in boomer bust?
Yeah, for boomer bust.
Yeah, I would say so.
But bust in a way of just injuries.
Yeah,
it's just not going to work out.
I'd be shocked if he just was like throwing picks all day. I think there's a little bit of him, and there's a play against LSU where he like runs in the pocket, tries to throw a ball, and it's just like underthrown, and he gets a pick in the red zone. Yeah. But I don't see him he doesn't do that a lot on film, so I don't think he's going to be like that in the NFL. I think the only thing that worries me is like it's really going to show how he lacks some physical stuff in the NFL. Because let's be real, Kyler and Russell Wilson, we're not going to think like Russell Wilson was that great as a runner and stuff. But remember the early days? Like he took a lot of runs, scrambled around. Like there was more to him as an athlete than we thought.
Another small guy, Brock Purdy, fucked up his elbow.
Yeah. Shout out to Hassan Reddick.
All right. I think that's going to do it, man. I'm excited for the quarterback class.
How many are going in the first round?
4. I think all 4 of them go. Will Levis, Richardson, Young, Stroud.
I think I'm going to go with 3, but like at 30 to 32, someone will take Levis. Remember, like Lamar, it's
Hey,
like
well, that's first round.
I know, but I don't think
fifth year.
I'm just yeah. That fifth year kind of screws with me, but I think it's really going to be 3, and someone's going to like trade up to get them.
I think that's going to happen too. They're all day one picks to me, 1 through 4. All the other guys, who knows? I'm going to put it this way: the 5th quarterback drafted. I know I have Jake Haener at 5, but don't be surprised if it's DTR.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Yeah. All right, I think that's going to do it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. Turn on post notifications, man, whenever we drop videos like this.
A lot are coming.
Yeah, a lot are coming. This is just the quarterback one. We're going to be doing all the positions. Some of them are going to be bunched up together. Not necessarily every individual position, like tackle and guard. We'll probably mix those together. But we hope you guys are enjoying the series. And make sure to hit the like button, bro. It really helps out with the algorithm. It gets our podcast out there. And go ahead and tell a friend. Do it the old school way, bro.
Tell an enemy.
Spread the word.
Tell an enemy.
Yeah, and tell an enemy. Fuck it.
Dude, real quick, shout out to your hat. I just saw the MJC on it. That's kind of hard. That's kind of hard.
Hey.
Oh.
Can't show the hairline right now, dog.
Oh, yeah. Same.
All right, that's going to do it, y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.